What is happening, everybody? Welcome to today's video where I'm going to take you through some home dumbbell only quad focused exercises. I'm just currently getting my blood pressure checked by the doctor because she thinks I've got COVID symptoms. I mean, I haven't got COVID symptoms, but she's adamant I've got COVID symptoms, okay? Even though I haven't. But, you know, you're not going to argue with a toddler. It just doesn't happen. So stay tuned, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to start with is going to be squat isometric holds. So the idea of this is just to get a good feel for your quads, get the contraction and drive some blood into your quads. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down into a squat position, you're going to try and get it parallel to the ground, so your legs are at 90 degrees. It doesn't matter if your knees come over your toes a little bit for this, it's just going to activate your quads that little bit more. You're then going to sit and hold in that position, but what you're going to do at the same time is you're going to push your feet down into the floor so that your quads start to activate, but you're not going to push yourself back up, and you're going to hold it there for like 20-30 seconds. So then we're going to come into narrow stance heel elevated squats, or cyclist squats you might call them. So what we're going to do is just find something in your house. I'm using a couple of books to just elevate your heels slightly. By elevating your heels slightly, it just means again that you put more emphasis through your quads when you're doing the squat. But what we're also going to do with this movement is we're only going to come 3/4 of the way back up and down. Okay, so what that does is it keeps constant tension on your quads throughout the movement. And you want to do anywhere between 15 and 30 repetitions. We're going high repetitions with this, just to, again, drive lots of blood into those quads and really activate them. When you come down to the bottom, push the floor. Imagine you trying to push the floor away from you. You come 3/4 of the way up so you don't fully extend at the knee, and then you come back down again, just keeping that constant tension within your quads. Max, what are you watching? Who's that on the screen? She's only watching me and her on the YouTube channel. What's wrong? Just getting angry because I'm disturbing her watch time. Then we're going to do a Romanian split squat, or heel elevated split squat, whatever you prefer to call it. So with this, what you're going to do is find a chair, sofa, something that you can just pop your back leg up onto, and then your front leg, which is the working leg, you want to try and get your heel close enough to the back so that your knee again comes over the toe ever so slightly. But what we want to make sure is that your foot stays flat on the floor, so you don't come so far back that you can't keep your heel on the ground. So you just come back far enough so you can still keep your heel on the ground whilst doing the movement. And then you're going to come down, same again, you're only going to come 3/4 of the way back up to keep that tension within your quads. Okay, and with this one, same again, anywhere between 15 and 30 repetitions, high volume for building muscle within those quads. And I'm doing them in a goblet position with a dumbbell up here. You can have 2 dumbbells down by either side if you've only got 2 slightly lighter ones, or you prefer that setup. But I'm doing them goblet position, leg out in front, back foot up, trying to get my knee slightly over my toe to activate more of those quads. What are you doing now? You're not watching Daddy anymore. And you're sitting there and you're eating cookies. I'm here trying to exercise and you're sitting there tempting me with cookies. Did Daddy have one? No? We've got kneeling leg extensions. So you've probably all used a leg extension machine in the gym. You know, targets the quads, really good like isolation movement for your quads. Now, obviously at home it's going to be quite hard to mimic that movement. You can do it using resistance bands and a dining chair, but the setup is a bit of a rigmarole. So what we're doing is coming onto your knees. You might want to use something soft under your knees if you've got a wooden floor like I have, so I put a cushion underneath. And then you're going to sit back so your bum comes onto your heels. And then what you're doing from that position now, where you're sitting there, I'm also using a dumbbell up here just for added weight. You could start with body weight or add a dumbbell in later on. Is you're then squeezing your quads to lift you back up straight. So to lift your bum and everything off your heels, you're squeezing your quads and coming up straight. Then lowering back down to that sitting position, back and forth, back and forth. Again, this is just targeting all through those quads. A very isolated movement for them. Last but not least, we're doing jump squats just to really drive lots of blood into that muscle and just kind of finish it off. And actually for this particular exercise, I like to do it more like a bit of an interval type thing. So you might do 5 minutes of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or if you're really feeling spicy, 10 minutes of 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. But what you're doing here is you're coming down into that squat and you're coming up. Again, try not to fully extend at the knee in the air, and you're landing straight back into a squat. So you're bouncing and you're just keeping those quads moving the whole time. Try to do it with a slightly narrower stance so that you keep all that emphasis through your quads. And I can guarantee you by the end of 5 minutes, and if you push it to 10 minutes of 30 seconds of jumping, 30 seconds rest, your quads are going to be exploding. Okay guys, thanks for tuning into today's video. Don't forget to give the channel a thumbs up and a subscribe. Maggie, what did you think? She's got chocolate all around her mush. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye from me and my chocolate eating friend. Say bye Maggie. She's too busy watching YouTube and eating biscuits. She doesn't even want to talk. See you in the next one.